Hello friends, Joey the Truth Wagner with you. Welcome into the Truth Serum. It's time for the post-game show tonight. It was a battle between Pittsburgh and Kansas City, and the Steelers came out on top. They got the upset, they defeated Kansas City, gave them their first loss of the season. Pittsburgh now only one game back of the number one seed in the AFC, 19-13 the win today over the Chiefs. This was a bit of an odd game, folks. It really was. The first half was absolutely dominated. And I mean dominated by the Steelers. Outgained Kansas City by over 200 yards of offense. First down, 16-1. But at halftime, Pittsburgh, for all of that great work, only up by 9, 12-3 at the half over Kansas City, including a touchdown run by Le'Veon Bell, as all night long, body blow after body blow to the Chiefs' defense and to the goalpost as well on his celebration, mimicking those body blows that he gave Bob Sutton's defense all day long. Second half was a bit more, it was just an odd game. Nothing really happened in the third quarter. In the fourth quarter, the last 7 minutes of the game turned into a track meet. The first 53 minutes, not much really happened. It was dominated by Pittsburgh one side. The last 7 minutes of today's game was just an absolute track meet. Kansas City got their touchdown, their long touchdown with DeAnthony Thomas to make it 12-10. 3 minutes later, Ben Roethlisberger got bailed out by Antonio Brown, threw a ball that should have been intercepted 9 times out of 10. Instead, it went off the helmet of Phillip Gaines, and Antonio Brown was able to track it and haul it in with a one-hand catch and streak down the sideline for a 51-yard touchdown to make it a 9-point game again. Then the Chiefs marched down the field, got a quick field goal before the 2-minute warning, stopped Pittsburgh on their ensuing drive, had an opportunity to win, and the man who only was on the field for 7 plays the entire season but before today, James Harrison, made the game-winning play and sacked Alex Smith. This game was just absurd. For the first 53 minutes, it was sort of a slow, sluggish, dominating game for the Steelers. The last 7 minutes turned into a track meet. Also, the Steelers in the first quarter got a safety thanks to a high snap by the Kansas City center that went out of the back of the end zone. And then on that safety kick, the Steelers return men couldn't track the football down, and the Chiefs recovered it and got a free field goal out of it. So that was the game today, folks. 19-13, Pittsburgh wins. They're 4-2. They are in first place in the AFC North Division. Thank you. And I'm going to have a quick shout out here to Connor Clark at Windy City Highlights. Connor, thank your Chicago Bears for me. Personally, thank them for beating the Ravens today in overtime. Thank you for that. Awesome stuff. Now it's time for some things that went right today for the Steelers. The stars. Bell. Le'Veon Bell was at his best today. It's the best I've seen Le'Veon Bell all year. He looked like he was back to his 2016 self when he had that historic year. 32 carries, 179 yards rushing, and the touchdown, and the Chiefs just couldn't stop him all day long. Not at all. Couldn't stop him. Also, Antonio Brown. He was fantastic. He was amazing. As he would like to say, he was booming. 8 catches, 155 yards, another touchdown on that remarkable play. Kudos to those 2 stars. Kudos to them. Also, Steelers' defense was phenomenal today in the run game. They were phenomenal stopping the run today. Came into this game as the 5th worst running defense, and the key matchup in this game was them against Kareem Hunt. Steelers defense won. They held Kareem Hunt to 21 yards rushing. That was what went right. Here's what went wrong. Once again, another interception by Ben Roethlisberger. He was picked off in the second quarter by Marcus Peters on a miscommunication on a route with Antonio Brown. We got to get this settled. He's 8 interceptions in 6 games. That's too many. And also, almost threw another one, but Antonio Brown bailed him out. So if I were Ben, I wouldn't throw my number 1 wide receiver under the bus about tossing around a Gatorade cooler to the media. I wouldn't. If Brown did not catch that ball and it was intercepted and Kansas City ended up winning this game, oh dear gosh. The media outlash on Ben would have been like the New York media outlash on Eli Manning every week. Ugh. Good grief. Another thing that went wrong, folks, another challenge for Mike Tomlin that was unsuccessful. It was a close play, but if you're going to challenge it, you got to make sure that you're completely 100% sure that it's going to be overturned. Also, the play I did not like at all was the free kick after the safety. It's just inexcusable. It's inexcusable that Juju Smith-Schuster and Antonio Brown can't catch the ball or at least dive on it. That's an inexcusable play, and they're lucky the Chiefs only got 3 points out of that. So those are some things that went wrong. My player of the game, I'm going to have to go with Le'Veon Bell. He was ready to go tonight in his primetime matchup from the start. Had 11 carries alone in the first quarter, finished with 32 of them for 179 yards and a touchdown. He was fantastic from start to finish, and he is why the Steelers won today. Now, friends, it's time for my call of the game. The remarkable catch made by Antonio Brown. Here it is. The pure disbelief of the truth, Dad Wagner, Pittsburgh, and Kansas City head coach Andy Reid. Everybody shocked. Pittsburgh came out on top tonight at Arrowhead. 19-13 was the final score. Steelers play next Sunday. They come back home to Heinz Field. They play against the Cincinnati Bengals. Once again, a primetime kickoff. 4:25 the kickoff, once again on CBS. The Steelers leading the doubleheader coverage of CBS next week as well. I hope you enjoyed the post-game show. I hope you enjoyed the game today. The highlights are up. For the rest of the great crew, Joey the Truth Wagner signing off. Have an awesome night.